Hey, I'm ready. Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico, relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Fall is here, which means it's time to dive into a new lineup of autumn flavors at Wings and Rings. Your home away from home during football season. Their all-star lineup of wing sauces is adding 2 new impact players, curry garlic and pumpkin chili. Need something delicious before kickoff? How about starting your meal with their brand new chorizo nachos and loaded fries? You better act fast. These new tastes of autumn won't be here long. So make the trip to one of their 2 Lincoln locations today on O Street or Village Lane.
Hi, I'm State Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised right here in Lancaster County. I understand the value of hard work by being involved in our family business. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. Nebraska families and business owners need lower taxes, more affordable health care, and a great education system. That is why I fought for the largest tax cut in Nebraska history, reduce the cost of health care, and help pass the biggest investment in our public schools. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on November 5th, paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio in the heart of Lincoln, America. Youth Football 101. Get a peek into the world of youth football in the state of Nebraska with Tank Perry of the Nebraska Red Wolves 7-on-7 Youth Football. This is Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in once again. It is Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. We are coming to you. It's another Sunday remote broadcast from the youth football fields out here near Sherman Field and out here West Lincoln. And Nick Sainert with you. Jay Foreman will join down the road here. He'll stop by for a couple of minutes as well later on this afternoon. We're here till 3 p.m. per usual as we bringing you some just updates and some news and notes from the youth football scene in Lincoln. It's a really, really cool product. We've been out here. This is now our 4th Sunday in a row out here watching some youth football. It's hard not to get distracted. But once again, want to appreciate you guys joining us. You can always chime into the show, 402-464-5685 on the Honda of Lincoln hotline or the Sartor Heyman text line. Those are open for you, as well as the Sartor Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Allo Cable Channel 961, all places for you guys to kind of see what's going on. If you join on the video stream, you'll see the guests that we have to start, but then also probably some younger kids playing some catch, playing some tackle football behind us in the background because we're dodging pigskins left and right in the tent here. But without further ado, let's bring in the first guest of today's show. The head coach for Lincoln North Star football, James Thompson, joins us. Coach, appreciate you sitting down. It's going to be about a 10 to 15 minute conversation because we can't. You said it. We can't get your wife mad at us. We don't want to. we don't want to make the wife mad. But appreciate you sitting down, man. How's it going?
Doing very well. Thank you for having me. Beautiful day out here for some football. Love to see youth engaging in the greatest game known to man.
Okay, so talk about just kind of your viewpoint on this, because you've been obviously involved with coaching football for a long time. Give us just your background here.
So went to Omaha Roncalli Catholic, played for the legendary Mike Behrens. attempted to go to Wayne State and play some D2 football and didn't quite work out. Been in Lincoln since 2013. Been an assistant coach on the North Star staff for quite a while, and now this is my third year as the head coach of the Lincoln North Star Gators.
Okay, so talk about the Gators, because when you took over as head coach,
Yes, sir.
there was some work to do.
Yes, sir. We were coming off a 1-8 season. Really had to get kids to believe in working hard. And understand that we can win with the young men in our building. We just have to get them out there and be a brotherhood, work together. And it's been fun watching these guys help us turn around this program.
Let's first, before we talk, because I want to definitely talk Lincoln North Star here in a few minutes. Let's first talk about youth football.
Yes, sir.
How important, this is a generalized question, how important is what's going on right now?
Oh man, it is crucial to the success of Lincoln high school football. If we don't have these programs with our current state of lack of middle school programs, they really don't have a chance to learn the game, to experience the game. Still at North Star, we have 50% of our kids who haven't put on a helmet before.
Wow.
We got kids putting girdles on backwards and can't figure out the chin straps and things. So just to give them exposure to the game is huge. And then when you have quality coaches running quality practices and teaching them the fundamentals of the game and the schematics of the game, it's huge. Yeah. It allows us to just provide seasoning to the kids as they go instead of trying to, start from scratch.
Well, because then that's a big role for you guys. Hold on. So that's a big role for you guys, is to be able to come out here and see what's going on.
Absolutely.
Especially here on the A field. It's not necessarily recruiting, but it's just preparation.
Correct. One thing, me and our staff wants to do, and we see Southwest and Northwest out here as well, is just promote the game, let them know that, hey, we value what you're doing. Yeah. We want to support what you're doing. If there's any way that we can come in and help with clinics or schemes or schematics, any of that stuff. And then also, we can't be so arrogant where we think we could know it all. And,
Amen.
I've learned some stuff from youth coaches in Lincoln and from around the state. I think we're better together when we're trying to work towards improving all of Lincoln football.
James Thompson, the head coach of Lincoln North Star football, with us here on our first segment of Youth Football 101. I mean, you've obviously been around the game a long time, and while you're out here, one thing that I say, and I'm going to say it multiple times throughout today's show, but I've said it multiple times throughout the last couple of weeks, is eighth graders don't look like eighth graders. They just don't. Guys and kids just look different. The training, the strength training, the weightlifting piece of it, it's just different nowadays. Are you guys noticing that from when you started coaching at the high school level? Freshmen are looking a little bit different. They're coming in more seasoned, as you put it. They're coming in better, maybe with a little bit higher of a football IQ in general, which elevates your guys' program from the get-go.
Absolutely. You've seen the specialization of sports happening earlier. You've seen people doing the strength training and performance enhancement training, the skill-specific training. So you have a lot more of those kids. Even kids who may not come from the most affluent or wealthy homes are able to do some of those things. And then you also see, the kids who still, are wet behind the ears and they got their training wheels on. So it creates quite a bit of a dynamic. How do I run this practice where I have a newbie who has no clue what's going on, and I have this kid who has a chance to play up? So we've actually had a lot more freshmen playing JV and varsity because they come in there with a lot of experience and a lot of seasoning already.
The wind is howling here, so we apologize if you can hear it through our mics. But what I certainly want to get to is the makeup of your guys' program. Because I would ask you this, all those things that you just mentioned, how you deal with somebody that hasn't played football before, but then somebody that has played since they were in fourth grade or whatever it may be, and trains privately, whatever, it doesn't happen without a good coaching staff.
Absolutely.
So talk about your guys on your staff.
The guys on my staff are tremendous. We have former NFL guys. We have guys who stopped playing after high school. It's important to have people who've come from all walks of life. One, they can connect with all of the kids. All these kids are unique in their own, and then they can reach the upper level kids because they've been there before. They can reach some of those kids that are only going to play high school football because they've been there before. And it really allows you to scaffold your practices so I can start with very basic fundamental things. And then when they have shown they can handle more, you put more on their plate. And when they handle that, you add more and add more and add more.
So walk us through like the first couple of weeks for you guys. What is the first couple of weeks each year? Because I'm sure it's not repetitive is not the right word, but you've done this now for a few years as the head coach, as the guy in the room.
Yes, sir.
Walk us through the first couple of weeks for you guys every single fall.
Well, what's beautiful about the high school football game is every year is so different because you're graduating kids. The transfer portal is real in high school as well.
Yeah.
Think
about what you just said. Like, think about that's so bizarre that we're at this spot. Is it good or bad for the game? Let me ask you your thoughts.
Oh man, you putting me on a spot.
I know.
I
know.
It's bad for team sports.
Okay.
It's probably good for the individual.
Okay.
The individual, now they have chances to, pursue their dreams at the highest level and things. But the reason kids are playing sports is different now.
Yeah.
We were playing for something to do,
Man,
for
that's
our
crazy.
community,
That's
for
great.
our family. Now these kids are playing for scholarship opportunities and Instagram followers.
Yeah.
Right. So it's different. And there's benefits to both. And there's frustrations from both sides. To answer your question, the first few weeks are we really focus on the fundamentals, and we want to figure out what do these kids do well, so we can tailor what we do offensively, defensively, special teams wise to really accentuate our skills, our gifts, and then kind of minimalize and hide some of our weaknesses. And then obviously we're going to still try to attack those weaknesses and figure out how to turn those weaknesses into strengths. But each year, you start over and say, what do we have? What kids do we need to move positions? What kids do?
Yeah.
What schemes do we need to do differently to make sure we're putting our kids in the best situation possible?
Whenever I talk to coaches, whatever level, whether it's the youth coaches out here after they finish up a game, or even college coaches at times, I always talk about buy-in from the players. That's so crucial nowadays.
It is.
It's massive, especially when you are a freshman or you are stepping up into a role. Because let's hypothetical situation, and I'm sure you have multiple instances, and we don't need to get down to the minor details of it, but quarterback leaves, a younger guy needs to step up. He needs to be bought in.
Absolutely. We talk about buy-in a ton. A lot of it is simply relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I get this kid to believe I care about him outside of just the game?
Which goes back to the coaching staff answer that you just had, where you got to have guys on your staff from all backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
So I think one thing I want to talk about here in Lincoln North Star.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk about your current season. Shout out some guys who's been really stepping up. Talk about your Gators, man.
We're currently 4-2. The two games we lost, Elkhorn South and Papio South are two really good football teams, and I hope we get to see them in the playoffs because I think we're going to play much better. Took care of business in the 4 games that we should have won. Our defense is balling. From a secondary standpoint, we're taking over the football. We're getting after the quarterback, rushing the football. We got 2 tight ends who are inside backers now. They wanted to be offensive only guys. They decided to come join the good guys on defense, and they're hitting people. We're having fun. Offensively, we're figuring it out. We moved Beaudry Ball to tight end last week, and we still playing him at quarterback. He had a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and threw for a touchdown.
Okay.
Right? Haven't seen that in my life. I've been around the game quite a while. Tyrell Chapman, we've moved to quarterback, and he's just a phenomenal athlete. Has definitely changed our offensive schematics because of just what he can do with his legs. And then we have ball carriers, J.C. Sievers, Jordan Anderson. We have receivers galore. We're very excited about where we're headed, but we understand that the job's not done.
Yeah.
We have to continue to put work in every day, and we're looking forward to seeing Grand Island on Friday.
Two more for you here before we get you out of here. We're here with the head coach of Lincoln North Star football, James Thompson. Why is it important for the high school landscape in Lincoln to have a presence out here?
It's important because, again, you don't have those automatic feeder programs from the middle school level. They're not playing tackle football in LPS. So we got to make sure that, one, we are encouraging kids to come out for the opportunities we have in Lincoln, whether it's a Lincoln Youth Football or it's another organization. And then we want to make sure that they fall in love with the game out here. So when we get to high school and things get a little bit more challenging, a little bit more demanding, they're able to step up to that and still love the game and enjoy the grind.
There's a lot of parents of youth sports participants listening right now. What's your advice to them once they get to the high school level? Not just football, but as somebody that's in that space and has been for years. Not saying parents are the issue, but a lot of times they can cause unnecessary problems. So what I would ask you this is advice to parents regarding high school sports.
I have the unique opportunity to be actually the assistant AD at North Star. So I deal with all 17 NSAA sports. And my advice to whether you're a parent of a football player or a dazzler, our cheer team, swimming, whatever, I would say you have to be able to help these student athletes develop out of the season, right? So whether it is getting a strength coach or joining a 7-on-7 league, they got to have opportunities to compete out of season, but you also have to let them be children, right? Let them have weekends off. Let them have time off. Let them be able to sleep in every once in a while and just be a normal video game kid, right? And then the third thing I would add is let them enjoy the process. I think sometimes we put so much pressure on children, or they put it on themselves, that you got to go D1 or you're a bust. Like, man, 1% of the world goes D1, right? Every opportunity is a blessing for you to go play at the next level and get that college paid for, or get paid if you're really that guy, and getting that NIL money. But just helping kids understand it's not D1 or bust. Every opportunity can change my life, and I have to respect it as that.
You guys are I mean, certainly making strides at Lincoln North Star. I've seen that calling games. Jay's seen it. Jay and I call multiple high school games each year, and we see it consistently. Lincoln's making strides. What's the next step for Lincoln? Because I can tell you this, Coach, like, I want to call a state title where there's North Star representing, right?
Yes, sir.
So, like, what's the next step from a holistic view? What does Lincoln need to do?
Man, that's a great question. We have to do more here at the youth level and get kids engaged in the game earlier. We have to give them quality camps and quality coaching earlier in life. And again, we have to prioritize us all working together. Now, obviously, when we play another Lincoln team, we want to win,
of course,
and we want to do it in a dominant fashion. But we need to come together and work together to move us forward. And part of that is we got to find ways to overcome some of the hurdles and the barriers that we have, like the lack of transportation, the lack of free facilities that kids can access at a young age, and the equipment, obviously, that's associated with the great game of football. We need to find ways to overcome those barriers that are preventing so many of these great Lincolnites from having the opportunity to ball.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you sitting down with me. That's head coach Lincoln North Star Gators football team, James Thompson, sitting down. Coach, good luck the rest of the way. I'm sure I will see you at some point throughout the rest of the fall and hopefully in the playoffs for your Gators. But let's step aside. Youth Football 101 continues from the Runs of Sports Complex right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, I'm State Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised right here in Lancaster County. I understand the value of hard work by being involved in our family business. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. Nebraska families and business owners need lower taxes, more affordable health care, and a great education system. That is why I fought for the largest tax cut in Nebraska history, reduce the cost of healthcare, and help pass the biggest investment in our public schools. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on November 5th, paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
Are you or someone you love struggling with substance use? The Bridge Behavioral Health in Lincoln offers outpatient therapy for those 19 and over. The Bridge is conveniently located in the South Haymarket and near city bus lines. With payment options through insurance and a sliding fee scale, services are available for any adult 19 and over seeking help. Call 402-477-3951 to learn more or schedule your appointment today. The Bridge Behavioral Health is a local substance use treatment facility offering hope and a solid foundation for recovery through substance use treatment and behavioral health interventions. The electrical workers of local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Explain to me again why we're sleeping on the ground.
Because we're thramping. Thrift camping. It's saving us money and getting us closer to nature.
But we don't need to thramp. I just combined our home and auto insurance with our State Farm agent, so we have a rate that fits our budget.
All right. Do you think our agent can bring us an air mattress?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
The Rabbit Hole Bakery, located at 8th and Q in the Haymarket, is the ideal place for fresh breakfast items or desserts made daily. Cream puffs, cinnamon rolls, carrot cake, sweet potato, pecan cookies, brownies, blondies. Do I need to keep going? What about bread pudding with homemade bourbon caramel sauce? Stop by the Rabbit Hole Bakery at 8th and Q in the Haymarket today to satisfy your cravings. And if you're looking for larger group orders, they do that too. Order ahead on their website at therabbitholebakery.com today.
Tailored Life is your headquarters for all things fall in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, mums, and more, plus porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most of which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Greens at 402-467-4444 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-4444.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way they speak? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job,
not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? Or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity,
not to make friends, but just to get something to eat?
Or a retiree who fell ill and had to
choose between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am Hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. With tailgates of hand-battered chicken fingers and cane sauce and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade, you can guarantee victory for every game day meal. Raising Cane's Chicken Finger, one love. Order online or on our app.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raising Cane's, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. It's Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Nick Stainer with you still as Terrell Farley and Kenny Willard have stepped into the area. They'll, I'm sure, hop on the air at some point. I want to thank Coach James Thompson of Lincoln North Star once again for sitting down with me. We're going to continue the high school football coach guest list as we bring in Coach Burks of Lincoln Southwest, the defensive line coach for the Silverhawks. Coach, appreciate you sitting down with us for a couple of minutes here. I'll start off with just a kind of a generalized and open-ended question, let you run wild with it. Why are you out here?
Why? For the most part, I'm out here reliving my youth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I grew up in Lincoln, played youth football for police, and this is just amazing how the changes over the years have developed these different teams, these kids out here just enjoying the game, like pure fun.
So let's dive deeper into the evolution of it, right? Because the changes, yes, but the evolution, because in addition to just the football, the coaches have evolved, the players are looking, I mean, they just look different at 8 when I was growing up. Like, talk about from your perspective as somebody that was used to be on these fields, like the true evolution of it. How has it been from your point of view?
So I remember having 3 coaches when I was playing, and as far as technique wise, this is light years ahead. So we have better coaching, more coaches, so you're able to get some individual attention and just well organized, and these kids are getting prepared for high school. I think when I played, we're just playing football.
Yeah.
There's no direction of what you're going to do afterwards, and I don't think there was much of a thought about the future for the students.
As somebody that still, coaches youth, right? Like high schoolers. We'll get to the after high school piece in just a second. How do you balance as a coach and the staff, right, with Coach Tranowitz and the entire staff? How do you guys balance we want to win. We're out there to win, but then we're also out there to develop, because there's two sides of it, right? Where you might have to take your lumps so that in 2 years that same group of guys can win. How do you guys balance hey, listen, this is what we're going to do today because it's going to prepare us for two years from now, as it seems like there's going to be a clear sky tornado coming our way here over through the microphones.
So, and we have our freshman coach out here, our head coach, Steve Fusco, and it's all about development especially with the lower levels.
Yeah.
And you have to sacrifice probably winning at the lower levels for development sometimes. If we play just the top 11 kids to go for a victory, then the kids that are not starting will not come out the next year. They're not going to fall in love with football, or they're going to fall out of love with football. So it's really important that everyone plays, everyone gets coached, as they rise in the program. Your play, your practice determines your play as far as snaps on the field. And it's really important that everyone gets coached pretty much the same.
Yeah.
What I love about Southwest is I'm the defensive coach for every kid in our program after their freshman year. And I coach the reserve, I coach the JV, I coach the varsity. So as soon as they're sophomores or playing at that level, it's the same development from the same coach. And this is like for every position.
Yeah.
So we're trying to then prepare kids to be as great as they can in high school, with an eye on next level. So it's the same thing here. You want to prepare the kids to be as good as they can be, good people as well, and get them ready for high school. And then when they come to us, our mindset is get them ready for college, life, fatherhood.
So then I guess on that point, how important is it for you guys in your current spots to embrace this? We need to prepare them for the next level of strictly football. Like whether that is something as little as shouting them out on social media, or whether that's something as like having relationships with colleges and college coaches and going to coaching clinics and things like that. How vital is that nowadays?
Oh, it's essential. It's essential. So, these are basically our sons, right? And we want our sons to become people that are leaders in the community, and we want them to have great families. And so we're doing everything that we can to prepare them for what's after us. So I'll go on social media and I'll promote our players, and I'll develop a relationship with the coaches. I love going to see them play in college and seeing what they're doing next. Whether, I have some players that are playing football in college. I have a lot of players actually, but we also have some that are playing other sports. I recently took a trip to South Dakota. Went to go see a couple players play football, but while I'm there, I get a chance to see some of my baseball players, and just it's those relationships that always say it's for life. I don't want to be their coach, and then that's all we have in high school, and I want to be forever.
How Coach Burks, the defensive line coach for Lincoln Southwest, joining us. What does it take to be a defensive lineman in your room?
Coachability. Be coachable. Just be coachable. I'm a technique-driven coach. I like for my guys to use their hands, know how to use their eyes, know how to use their feet, And you know, I always tell them that I want to be the coach that I always wish I had. You know, I've had good coaches, I had great coaches, but as far as my knowledge base, you know, like again, these are my sons.
Yeah,
these are my sons, and I'm trying to give them everything I have.
How important, last one before we get you out of here, how important is it for you guys as coaches to be willing to adapt to the game, the game changing, right? Because for, I guess, two-part question. First is, how have you seen the actual game change in your time? Second part, the willingness of the coaches. If you're asking your players to buy into what you're doing, it's almost, to be fair to them, you guys have to be giving them the best chance and best knowledge that you guys can get out there. So how important is it for you guys to then be able to and be willing to adapt?
Okay. I think if I can go in order.
Yes.
The change of the game has gone from a pure physical aspect, you know, so growing up, you know, we kind of always follow what Nebraska did.
Yeah.
And Nebraska was I formation, power run, and it was a physical game. Just if you were bigger, stronger, you pretty much dominated.
Yeah.
And it's evolved to being more of a technique-driven game where bigger and stronger doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be successful. You need to be able to understand how to beat certain blocking schemes. You have to be able to use your brain and have a complete package altogether. You know, so as coaches, we can't be stagnant on the same philosophies of when I played.
Yeah.
And even over the years, things have always changed and so forth. So we go to a ton of clinics. We read books. We are online video series. We are going to college campuses, sitting in their meetings. I'm watching the D-line coaches from many levels of college. I was at Concordia not too long ago. Phenomenal D-line coach, young guy. You know, I was in Augustana, and a coach as has been seasoned, and seeing his development in things that are for today's game more so than when he played. You know, so I enjoy people. I enjoy learning. You know, that's kind of the teacher in me. I enjoy learning, and I enjoy feeding into others.
Plus, there's no excuse nowadays, right? There's so many avenues for resources. No, not in addition to, I mean, those that you mentioned. Everybody can get on social media. Everybody can watch YouTube videos if they're done correctly, right? Select YouTube videos, because I'm sure there's some not so great ones out there,
Very
not so
much,
purposeful
very much so.
ones out there. But it's there's no excuse not to give these guys the best coaching that you can. And that's not much to ask, I don't think.
Yeah. I think a lot of times coaches just kind of stay in what they know.
Yeah.
And it's
What's comfortable.
Yeah.
Bingo.
And again, we ask kids to get uncomfortable.
There you go.
Know? We ask kids to be stretched, so we have to be stretched.
I asked Coach Thompson of Lincoln North Star this right before we let him get out of here, and I'll do the same for you. Lincoln's making strides. You guys at Southwest are making strides under a second-year head coach in Grant Tranowitz.
Yes.
What does Lincoln as a whole need to do to take another step forward?
I would say this program here with youth, we have a lot of coaches in this city that are probably branching out and doing their own thing. And I think we have a couple other programs that are traveling programs and, you know, wanting to face different competition. All is good, but if we want Lincoln as a whole, I think we have to really come together and develop the coaches at this level. You know, we would love for coaches to come down and let us share what we have. You know,
Absolutely.
like I said, I like to feed into people, not just coach or players, but coaches as well. I would love to share my knowledge with other coaches.
Once again, there's no reason why there can't be a productive relationship for both sides, because it's important for these coaches and these players to see guys like you and coaches like you guys out here and taking the time out of their Sundays, but then vice versa, where it'd be great for them to come down, like you said, to practices and get some more knowledge, because then it can be that direct correlation between, okay, if these guys are going to be coached by Coach Burks at Lincoln Southwest, what does he look for? Put them in the best position possible to be successful.
Yes, it's exact same for our level in college. You know, the more I know about other programs and their coaches and their coaching philosophy and their coaching technique and their personalities, I can tell my defensive linemen, you know, this program is perfect for you. This program here, no, it's just, you know.
Well, then, okay, so on that part, sorry, I'm branching out, my mind's wandering here. On that part, the openness and the willingness of the college coach has to play a part in that, because then you can speak one-on-one with somebody that you've been working with for multiple years and say, hey, maybe this isn't the best fit, which then it's important from another, as we continue the trickle-down effect, where it's important for the college coach to be open to you guys, and you guys, vice versa, open to the college coaches.
Yeah. It's you know, where everyone wants to be successful, you know, and a lot of people want to pick up all the, you know, the best athletes and put them on the same team, and you think that's going to win.
Yeah.
And it's really the fit, you know. So, you know, if I have a pass rusher that is phenomenal, but you use your defensive ends in a technique that has him taking on double teams, that doesn't work. You know, it doesn't work. And you know, we have those conversations with kids, and you know, I preach to them to, you know, go watch their practice, go watch their games, see how they talk to the coaches, how they use you, you know. And sometimes it's like, you know, I'm a nose guard that's undersized but I'm strong and I'm quick. You probably don't want to be in a three-man front where you have to take on a center head on with a possible triple teamed every play. You know, maybe you want to go to a four-man front where you can use your speed and lateral quickness, and you know, so it's like, you know, you want to find a fit. You want the best athletes, yes, but you want to find a fit. You can always build athletes. You know, that's the enjoyment of the off season. You know, so I always tell kids, come to me when you want to be coached and you want to get better, and then let me have the joy of coaching you and making you better.
So that's the advice to players, advice to parents as they enter the later stages of the youth sports scene into high school sports. Advice to parents.
For parents, I do have a concern of parents, because I think they have people in their ear and giving them advice that for the most part, I'm not sure if they see what the end purpose of, if it's really for your kid or is it really for them. And that's always tough. But for parents, you know, if your high school has programs in place to make your kid better, then you know, the kids are going to enjoy the place. Really trust your coaches. You know, trust the coaches. I would go someplace where you can trust the coach. I wouldn't listen to any promises, because you know, that's just to get you in the house. But you know, once you're there, then usually you don't leave. So
there you go.
But do your research. You know, go just like a college campus. I wouldn't just send my kid, you know, hey, come to a practice. Come to a practice. Come watch how things are done on a daily basis. And I'm sure every high school coach, you know, we don't close practices. And it's open, and we'd be glad to answer questions and talk to parents, to players that are thinking of going to the school. And you know, I love multi-sport athletes, and I know the club scene is always tough because, club coaches sometimes say, if you don't play my sport 24/7, then you're not going to be any good. And, it's a trap, and parents get scared that if they don't do what they say. And
am I really putting my child in the best position?
Yeah.
Right? And to that point about, you're not closing practices over there at Lincoln Southwest. If you have confidence in what you're doing, you want to tell people about it. You want to show people about it. You're not trying to hide.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, if you're doing things the right way, which you guys are, and obviously you have confidence in your ability as coaches and as a program, then you have no problem if anybody's watching.
Anytime.
So there you have it. Coach Burks, Lincoln Southwest defensive line coach, sitting down with us. Let's step aside, Coach. We'll get you out of here. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for sitting down. Let's step aside. Youth Football 101 continues right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, I'm State Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised right here in Lancaster County. I understand the value of hard work by being involved in our family business. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. Nebraska families and business owners need lower taxes, more affordable health care, and a great education system. That is why I fought for the largest tax cut in Nebraska history, reduce the cost of health care, and help pass the biggest investment in our public schools. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on November 5th, paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals in everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Are you or someone you love struggling with substance use? The Bridge Behavioral Health in Lincoln offers outpatient therapy for those 19 and over. The Bridge is conveniently located in the South Haymarket and near city bus lines. With payment options through insurance and a sliding fee scale, services are available for any adult 19 and over seeking help. Call 402-477-3951 to learn more or schedule your appointment today. The Bridge Behavioral Health is a local substance use treatment facility offering hope and a solid foundation for recovery through substance use treatment and behavioral health interventions.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
Probably the best locker room entertainment ever. Listening to Chris.
Have you seen the Will Compton's videos before? How does that compare?
What does he say at the end of that thing? I like that part. What does he say? He uses your go big. Oh, that's right. He uses my go big red. Right, right.
That's not your go big red.
Yeah,
That was Vershawn's go big red. That's been a chant long before Vershawn.
That's my go big red. It's mine.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
Old School with DP&J.
Scamper, to run with quick, light steps, especially through fear or excitement.
To escape fear or excitement?
Running through fear or excitement.
So,
right? Because
so everything Kyler Murray does looks like a scamper.
Yeah.
Because he looks like a little kid who just stole his mom's purse.
Yeah.
And is trying to avoid.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back here, Youth Football 101, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainer with you still. We're here until about the 3 o'clock mark. So we have just a little over an hour or so left in the show. You can chime in on the text line, 402-464-5685. The Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line open for you guys, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Allo Channel 961. Allo, a sponsor of one of the youth football teams out here. I don't want to go down the list but because I don't want to forget any of them. But nonetheless, we are now joined by Terrell Farley. With Terrell Farley, hear him every day from 10 to noon on the Ticket. But I want to thank once again Lincoln North Star head coach James Thompson for sitting down, Coach Burks of Lincoln Southwest for hanging out with me for 15 minutes or so. Really good stuff. If you missed any of those conversations, highly recommend checking it out on theticketfm.com on the podcast page. All right, Terrell. Hey, man, thanks for stopping out here.
No problem, man.
What are we looking at?
Oh, man, if people know anything about this kind of football, youth football is where it starts at for most kids. You know, some play later in life, but for a kid like me, I started off in Little League football, played probably 5 years straight in Little League football until, where I'm from, we got junior high, 7th and 8th. But I played till I was like 12, 11, 12. But, yeah, it starts here, man. It sets the foundation for a kid. It teaches a lot of basic.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably starting at what they call rookie level.
Rookie, yep.
You know, it's good to start off at rookie level, and you get to advance up as you get better in football, or what you say age-wise, and you be in your same age group. But it's good for kids to start off in like this, and it teaches them a lot of things. It teaches them about respect, being teammates, being, trusting the guy next to you. And, it's just a foundation for Little League sports.
So we see so much in youth sports, and might be different from in football than it is baseball. I don't think it's much different. Obviously, I grew up in the baseball world of things, but players changing teams at the youth level so often, right? I want to go play for this select team. I want to go play for this club team instead. This team won 20 more games than we did. How important is it, the continuity, the teammates staying the same? We talk about at the college level all the time, right?
Yeah.
With Nebraska and like transfer portal stuff. But especially at this developmental stage, keeping your teammates, keeping the same coaches, and goes with that, coaches staying multiple years and sticking around with the same guys, that continuity piece of it, how vital is it?
Well, it's vital because these kids, they grow up together. I mean, especially if it's a school district or a neighborhood or where you're assigned to a certain team because you stay in that area and you grow with this kid and y'all become friends for a long time. And then it gets them a group of them that comes into high school and they play together damn near 12 years together if they don't watch it. But it's good for these kids to grow. I don't really like, we didn't have that much people switching teams when we was smaller because it was based off district. So you had to have somebody that stayed in that area of town for them to play in that. You just can't go and say, I want to play for this team.
Yeah. Once again, Nick Standard, Terrell Farley with you from the Runza Youth Sports Complex out here. It's start of the second half in the A game. So if people don't know, just now learning that we're out here, this is our fourth Sunday out here from 1 to 3 p.m. Fourth in a row, in fact, as the champion. It all goes and funnels to the championship in the first Sunday of November. I'll be out there for that one. It's going to be a good time. But this is the A field, so this is the eighth graders. Terrell, did you look like this when you were in eighth grade? Some of these dudes,
probably a little bigger.
Okay,
probably a little bigger.
A little bigger.
Yeah. Probably like number. I can't see a good number. Probably
are we looking like a number 59 right there? Is that
probably like a 27.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a little skinny, scrawny kid back in eighth grade.
So from what at eighth grade, what should these guys be doing? Other than just
learning your position. You should know your position by now.
Okay.
I think because if this is eighth grade, then you're going to high school.
Yeah. And
then you learn technique wise, but these guys should know the basics. They should know how to tackle. They should know how to catch. They should know how to do everything. Listen to the coach. They should know a lot about football at that age.
I get. So it's funny. So we were talking to Coach Burks from Lincoln Southwest last segment, and he emphasized multiple times coachability, the willingness to be coached. How important is that? I guess obviously it's important, and I know I get that. So I'm trying to expand a little bit more on the true buy-in and willingness to be coached hard.
Yeah.
At this level, at this age.
Yeah.
It's okay to be coached.
Yeah. Some of them don't know that though. Some don't know that. That's why they switch schools a lot. And because you want that credibility and you want kids who can be coachable. Because if I can't coach you, you can't play for me.
Yeah.
And if I can't coach you, then you have to go to another school and maybe that coach will baby you. But if I tell you to do something, you have to do it, basically. And I don't want kids like that. And I mean, Coach Rule don't want kids like that. And these kids have to learn that, though. You have to be coachable, first of all.
Yeah.
That's the only way it is.
A Husker Hall of Famer. Is that? Are you used to that now?
Yeah.
It's getting there.
Pretty much.
Getting there.
Yeah.
Husker Hall of Famer Terrell Farley joining us. Okay, so obviously you played at a high level, and there's some of these coaches out here. Before we get to break, some of these coaches out there, Erwin Sweeney's one of them, that played at that level. What does that experience do when they're coaching?
First of all, it should make a player excited to play for a guy like that.
Yeah, right.
Especially
like we talk about the buy-in, he shouldn't have any problems
because he's given time. It's not like he's getting paid to do this. People need to understand that these are not paying jobs. These are guys who go to work 8 to 4, 9 to 5, and then they come coach football.
Yeah.
They got a family that they sacrifice time to, and the kids should be grateful to have coaches out here like this who want to dedicate their time, and especially for the kids. you got to get them up to them because they go to school all day and they come home and they practice and they got to do homework and got to do different things. So it goes both ways in the Little League.
Let's step aside. It's the top of the hour. We got 1 hour, or give or take a few minutes here coming up. We'll have guests throughout the rest of the show as well. Jay Foreman's
I just wanted to say I would have ran Jay Foreman over when I was little in Little League because I was the quarterback. I played running back at first, but then I went to quarterback, and then on defense I played nose guard.
You still would have.
That show you how rough, tough somebody is. You play quarterback and then play nose guard on defense.
I guess let's get your thoughts on yesterday's performance.
Great performance. Well, a great defensive performance. Yes. I think the defense really needed them 4 quarters of football, especially to come up big. Some questionable calling, but we'll take it and run with it either way it goes. As long as we got the W, we got 2 weeks to get it right. So hopefully,
it's a big one.
Riola can come and touch up on some stuff, and we got to get some guys back in the game.
That one against Indiana in 2 weeks is big. Yeah. That's a 6-0 Indiana team.
Yeah, but we're 5-1, so we're gonna make them 6-1.
There you go. This week. There you go. All right, that's Terrell Farley. Who knows? Maybe he'll stop on by. He'll stick around.
Get a burger and see how they taste.
Hey, they're delicious out here. They're delicious out here. All right, Jay Foreman will join us as well when we come back, and I'm sure there will be some guests, some coaches, some administrators down the road as well here from the Runza Youth Sports Complex. It's Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. On the block with Strick and Austin.
Nebraska football banked 3 wins early. It had to do that. Seeing the win against Purdue, seeing the win against Northern Iowa, even Colorado, I feel like, at least for me, the wins have been secondary. I've been trying to nitpick, they have to do this better, they have to do this better. Nick, I'm going to spot now with both the Royals, helping me see with the Huskers. We got to learn to love these teams for who they are. The bar has changed.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Tanner's Bar and Grill is the best place in Lincoln for a casual get-together, best place to watch a game, and the best for pre- and post-game. Catch college and NFL football as well as the volleyball action this season at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. What's better than wings, cold beer, and a Husker win? Enjoy great food and drink specials every day and tons of TVs to catch all the action. Tanner's Bar and Grill, 30th and Yankee Hill.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. My grandpa Don always made sure that our diamonds are the most exceptional you could find in the world. That's why we're introducing our exclusive Heartland Diamond Collection. If you're ready to add some sparkle to your life that you can see from across the room, the Heartland Diamond is for you. Stop in to Sartor Heyman to see for yourself. Until next time, happy shopping, guys.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. Touchdown! This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Boyk Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Boyk Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at BoykFarmOutfitters.com. That's BOECK FarmOutfitters.com.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket. The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. As you gear up for game day this season, don't forget the MVP in your life. Whether it's a ruby bracelet to show off her team spirit or a timeless Heartland diamond that shines from across the room, we've got the perfect play. Our experts at Sartor Heyman are here to help you make the winning move. Until next time, happy shopping, guys.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
I'm Chris Jackamick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is "My job is people, everyone is my business." But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jackamick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket Studio in the heart of Lincoln, America. Youth Football 101. Get a peek into the world of youth football in the state of Nebraska with Tank Perry of the Nebraska Red Wolves 7-on-7 Youth Football. This is Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. It's Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert with you. Appreciate Terrell stopping by. He found the grill, so he's going to go grab a cheeseburger. But, yeah, appreciate Terrell stopping on by. Appreciate Coach James Thompson, the head coach of Lincoln North Star, for hanging out, as well as Coach Brooks, the defensive line coach for Lincoln Southwest. It's been a guest-filled hour, and we got another one as Jay Foreman stops on by. Jay, appreciate coming out for the second week in a row. What's up, man?
Not much, man. What's up with you?
Just hanging. Just
enjoying
another day.
Good football, man. This
Stonebrook's
team. Yeah, they're no joke, man. They're immensely skilled, well coached, and they are. It seems like they're getting better and better each week. And I've only seen them 2 weeks, but I've heard about them before I even got here.
Yeah, it's been they're pretty good. They're playing Allo right now. Obviously, Allo, friend of the station. So,
yeah.
But no, nonetheless, I want to talk college football real quick with you, Jay, because.
Sure.
The AP poll has come out, but it was a bizarre weekend in college football because you had, and I'm going to try to rattle this off, like number 1, number 4, Tennessee lose. You had number 9, 10, 11 lose.
Right.
And then like number 25, UNLV, and number 22 lost.
Yeah.
Just a complete change as, dang, that was crazy. Anyway, a complete just shift in the AP poll. Teams lost, upsets happened. Just put it into words.
I mean, look, anybody. I mean, I think the parity of college football this year has been on display. Even when you think of Montana taking Oregon, to the very last, minute of their game, and everybody's like, "Oh, teams have got off to a slow start." No, teams, the middle of the road teams have gotten better.
Yeah.
They all have great coaches and they have great opportunity. And Vanderbilt, beating Alabama is just a small example. Now, granted, it's after they had a huge emotional comeback victory, with the new coach and new regime after an all-time great, probably the greatest college football coach of all time, and Nick Saban. But ultimately, the players have got to be able to play every week. And look, whether you're playing in the Big Ten, SEC, or even in the ACC, the new ACC, as we saw with Miami, essentially come back after being down 25 points, you better come ready to play. And the transfer portal has helped out some teams. I think as the years go on, I think the evaluation of transfer portal kids and who you take and with NIL will probably get a little bit better. So that means the hit rate on them should go up. Maybe not, really, but I think you'll see teams and coaches and coaching staff know exactly who they want to identify. They maybe identify them early. And so you'll maybe see a little bit more. But, it happens every year.
Yeah.
But maybe not to this magnitude, considering this season, coming into the season, it was thought of to be so top heavy from top 10 on up. And then everybody was battling for 2 spots. Now you see with Vanderbilt beating Alabama, anybody can lose. And I think it brings a lot of other teams into the picture as well.
So, okay, let's the Vanderbilt story is fascinating because it's a lot about Alabama maybe, but what allows Vanderbilt, a team like Vanderbilt? They're not the Vanderbilt of old, right? They've gotten better.
Yeah.
But what does allow a team like Vanderbilt to knock off number 1 Bama?
Well, I think finally they have patience in their football program. So that means the administration is like, okay, we got somebody that we believe in, and then allow them to grow. So you've been able to develop players. And let's be honest, I don't think teams are going to pick guys off of Vanderbilt's roster as much as the second and third team at Bama or whatever, or Georgia. So it's allowed them some leeway as they're growing, and they've played good football to develop and grow your culture. And that's what you're seeing. You start to see them play better consistently last year. You start to see them play a little bit better this year. And then once you get off to a good start, especially being at home and the situation is right, Alabama, huge win at home.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to go to a somewhat sleepy game, even though it was a late afternoon night game, to Vanderbilt. And then Nashville was on fire. And then once they get off to a good start, and then Alabama never recovers, even though that they withstood the first roundhouse by Vanderbilt. Then they came back. Then Vanderbilt answered. Next thing you know, late in the third quarter, fourth quarter, you in a dogfight. So all that stuff, what you did last week and who you got on your roster, that doesn't mean anything. And so that's how you get upset.
Which I thought that was impressive by Vanderbilt yesterday because, I was keeping tabs on it up from the press box. But, every time that Vanderbilt punched Alabama, like they do, punched back, but then Vanderbilt would do it again. They were able – it was a high-scoring game. 40-35 is the final score. It's one thing to do it for the first half and go into the halftime break.
Or do it one time.
Or do it one time. But it was consistent in the late stages, which is huge.
Well, I think they saw something that they knew was working. I think the lack of discipline on Alabama's defense that you saw in the second half of the game against Georgia, wasn't remedied in a short week because I view it as a short week when you go on the road. You know, so because you could deal with the emotional win, and then it takes 2 or 3 days to kind of get them back in reality, and so they probably were. One thing that can happen sometimes, you can just sit there and watch, the Ryan Williams or Milroe, and they're rolling. Versus we got to actually do our part on defense and shut these guys down, and they never did it, and then things started rolling. And also, I think the talent level is a lot better at Vanderbilt than people give them credit for. And I think a lot of times the assumptive is like, oh, it's Vanderbilt. They'll be lucky to win 6 games. They're not very talented. It's all based on if they can get some easy games in their non-con, and things got to go right, and this and that. But I think that they've been recruiting better. They have. They've been. If you read up on Vanderbilt, they've been recruiting locally better, developing locally better. Kids that maybe been overlooked, late developers. High character kids. Obviously, you got to be academically, obviously way better than average to go to Vanderbilt. And so I think that's, everything's, lined up for them. Listen, that's a once in a lifetime game, right? Or victory right there. To see that happen, that's a once in a lifetime. So it was monumental yesterday, and that's not something that you want associated with yourself if you're DeBoer when you're taking.
Well, that's the thing, because what I was going to say is, what does that do for Vanderbilt's staff now? Because I would almost assure myself that they were on the phone immediately, either after the game or now today, calling recruits saying, "Hey, did you see that?"
Well, here's what happens: Vanderbilt sends out a lot of letters, and before that game, a lot of them are just thrown away. All right, I got an offer from Vandy, but I got Tennessee, Mississippi State, or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, now they're going to start opening up those Vanderbilt letters. Now they're going to start returning those texts from said coaches and recruiters. Now I'm asking them, let me see what's going on in Nashville. And then here's also a little bit cooler thing. For them to rush the field and then take the goalpost 3 miles.
Yeah.
If you don't think that doesn't have an influence on kids these days, stuff like that matters to them. Now, should it? No. But in reality, it does. And so when Nebraska beats Iowa and we end up winning 9-10 games, we need to rush the field and just take it from 9th and O Street or 10th and O Street all the way to wherever, to 84th and O Street.
Well, so hold on. So if the goalposts ever came down in Lincoln, where do they take them? Because they took them to the Cumberland River in Nashville, 3 miles away from the stadium yesterday.
We don't have a river.
I mean, are you doing it in at Holmes Lake? That's a long walk.
Oh, that's a long walk. That's too far. It's too much traffic.
That's what I'm saying. So where are you taking it?
You take it downtown to the Haymarket.
Just O Street?
No, you take it from the stadium down to downtown O Street and just park it right there in front of PBA.
Park it right there. There it
PBA.
is. Once again, Nick Sander, Jay Foreman with you. Terrell Farley's alongside. He doesn't have a mic on because he just had to hook up that cheeseburger. Yeah. Terrell, why don't you crack that baby open? Let's try it. He says no. He doesn't want to do it. Okay. Anyway, Indiana moves up from 23rd or 22nd to 18th in the AP poll.
Yeah.
They're not going to go down because they don't play this following weekend. Similar to Nebraska, the next time we're going to see Indiana in action is against Nebraska. Yeah. They have a good quarterback, Curtis Rourke, transfer from Ohio, 2 INTs on the season. What stands out about Indiana in the initial thoughts?
Well, I think they're running their system that the coach was brought in from James Madison. They've recruited to it. They've transfer portal to it. And they just put a lot of pressure on you offensively. One, to communicate, and then obviously, play at this type of pace that they like to play. They're very aggressive in their play calling. And then they match it with their defensive mentality and obviously special teams. So, but I will say this, and I truly believe this, not because he's close. I think our defense matches up the best against Indiana, better than against anybody than Indiana all year long. And then what the reason why is I think we have the ability to be multiple. We don't have to change personnel to be able to cover them up. I feel like we'll be physically enough ready to handle any type of running thing they do. And I think mentally that we'll be engaged enough and be ready to go for any type of trickery or anything like that. Then I think offensively, we'll be able to get, a whole week to see, because they defensively what Indiana does, they pass rush really good as a team. So that's the timing of the blitz, who they attack in their blitz packages. It marries to what they do offensively because they try to attack players or spots on the field versus just going out there and running plays and think, okay, this is a cover 3 beater. No, they're going for a linebacker beater, cornerback beater, whatever. So really have an extra week. I think we match up well against them.
It's crazy because there's a lot of storylines. Obviously, Indiana's 6-0 for the first time since 1967. Another storyline is Nebraska has a chance to become bowl eligible on that day, right? There's a lot of storylines. The whole Kurt Cignetti his timeline is fascinating where he comes in and he says, Google me and all that.
Yeah.
And to this point, he's unblemished, right?
Yeah.
So, like, there's just a lot of storylines, but at the end of the day, go play.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's came in and it's perfect timing. The schedule set up well for him. He's a well-established coach. So don't take anything away. Look, you don't win at all the places that he's been and not be a really good coach.
Yeah.
He just hasn't had the opportunity. Maybe he's been overlooked, and this is the biggest opportunity he's had up until this point. It might be his only opportunity. And you know what? He's the perfect fit for Indiana.
Yeah.
And
Bloomington might be popping.
Yeah, probably will be.
6-0.
It's going to be on.
Yeah.
It's going to be popping.
On and popping.
It's just how popping is going to be.
Is it popping after the game or just before?
It's only going to be popping before the game.
There
But
you
the tell-all is whether we're going to be there.
I know.
Or not.
We got 2 weeks to make it happen. 2 weeks to make it happen.
Yeah, we got 2 weeks. But I think, to be honest with you, he's done a really good job of kind of coming in. And let's be honest here. It's like Coach Tom Allen had a good culture there. They just just didn't have the talent level and some things that didn't go well. And when you lose Michael Penix,
I was just going to say they lost Michael
when
Penix,
you lose
man.
3 NFL receivers, along with, your stalwarts on defense, which was very back end heavy, and then the transition of the transfer portal and all that, it was bad timing for him. But when you didn't take over a program that had a lot of like cancerous, characters in the locker room, that wasn't ready to work hard, that didn't want to win, that didn't have the zest for winning. So I think the biggest thing is that not take anything away from him, but I think the transition when you have such a dynamic personality like Cignetti come in was probably a little bit easier based on what was done before.
They treat us well out here, Jay. They just out of nowhere came over and brought me an ultimate barbecue pork nacho.
Because they know you'll eat it. I don't eat that.
You wouldn't eat it? If they brought it over, you would say no?
No, and if they are, you'll have
I'll have two. I'll have two. All right, well, there you go. Only something you can get out here, Lincoln Youth Football.
It does look good.
It does look good.
Just not in my...
Not your repertoire?
Yeah.
All right, that's right. All right, let's step aside. Nick Sander, Jay Foreman with you. Youth Football 101. It continues right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
Attention. For a limited time, Acres is offering 1.9% for 60 months on remaining 22 and 23 John Deere combines. This extraordinary low interest rate, along with Acres' discounted pricing, allows you to upgrade your equipment before harvest and lock in incredible savings. And with Acres' A-plus support package included, you'll be up and running throughout the harvest season. Act now. This special rate won't last long. Visit acres.com for details. That's AKRS.com.
Hi, this is State Senator Carolyn Bozin. As a state senator, wife, and mom, I believe Nebraska is a great place to work and raise a family. My husband Reggie and I are local family business owners and proud to be involved in our community. Property tax relief is important to every family. Last year, I voted for the largest property tax relief package in Nebraska history, and I will continue to advocate for property tax relief. Vote Carolyn Bozin on November 5th. Paid for by Bozin for Legislature.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raising Cane's, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Question for you. Would you rather pay $150 a month or $15 a month to work out with the same high-quality gym equipment? At Planet Fitness, you can get top-tier equipment for $15 a month. Plus, save $28 or more when you join now during our Strong Choice sale. Our weights weigh the same, you just don't pay the same. Enjoy free fitness training and 24-hour access at most clubs, all in the judgment-free zone. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more when you join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. See club for details.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Boyk Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Boyk Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at BoykFarmOutfitters.com. That's BOECK FarmOutfitters.com.
You never think cancer will happen to you. I smoked for over 40 years. My doctor recommended that I get annual lung cancer screening. They were able to catch my cancer at stage 1. It's never too late to quit. Even if you're still smoking, you need to ask your doctor about annual lung cancer screening. Just 30 minutes a year could save your life.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Explain to me again why we're sleeping on the ground.
Because we're thramping. Thrift camping. It's saving us money and getting us closer to nature.
But we don't need to thramp. I just combined our home and auto insurance with our State Farm agent, so we have a rate that fits our budget.
All right. Do you think our agent can bring us an air mattress?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Old School with DP and J.
Scamper, to run with quick, light steps, especially through fear or excitement.
To escape fear or excitement?
Running through fear or excitement.
So,
right? Because
so everything Kyler Murray does looks like a scamper.
Yeah.
Because he looks like a little kid who just stole his mom's purse.
Yeah.
And is trying to avoid.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Rabbit Hole Bakery, located at 8th and Q in the Haymarket, is the ideal place for fresh breakfast items or desserts made daily. Cream puffs, cinnamon rolls, carrot cake, sweet potato, pecan cookies, brownies, blondies. Do I need to keep going? What about bread pudding with homemade bourbon caramel sauce? Stop by the Rabbit Hole Bakery at 8th and Q in the Haymarket today to satisfy your cravings. And if you're looking for larger group orders, they do that too. Order ahead on their website at therabbitholebakery.com today.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line, here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Allo Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela. They let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit allofiber.com to switch today.
Early break. Anthony in the mailbag says, good morning, guys. Question for the mailbag. If you were trapped in a 10 foot by 10 foot concrete room with one animal, what is the largest animal you could kill with nothing but your bare hands?
I'd like to think I could whip an ostrich.
Get a hold of his neck. He's going to whip him around. He's going to whip him around.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Youth Football 101, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman with you as Stonebrook just stayed undefeated with a victory over Allo Communications. Next up, Elks will be playing. Their opponent is, I believe, Police of Sandhills. is next up here, on the A field. So Stonebrook Exterior staying undefeated, though, Jay. They're good, man.
Yeah, they're well coached, got a lot of skill. You can tell they played together, but also the kids are invested in playing. So, it's enjoyable football to watch.
So, obviously, a Sunday. NFL is going on right now.
Yeah.
Your Bills down 20-10 to the Houston Texans.
I know, man. It's 2 weeks in a row. 2 tough places to play. They got shellacked there in Baltimore.
Both of your former teams.
Yeah, and then now they're down in Houston and getting served up. C.J. Stroud, threw a deep pass. Nico Collins got hurt, so that was a little bit chance for to come back. But, the continuity and flow of the offense hasn't been there, and, the defense is a little banged up right now, and they're not playing as good as they were early in the year, so they got to get happy and healthy here before they lose their stronghold or their hold on the AFC East, which is a little bit easier to have since Dolphins lost about all of their quarterbacks, and New England is New England, and the Jets seem to be struggling. But ultimately, you don't want to give away games or not put on good performances in order to be successful late in the year.
I am curious your thoughts. Score update from the NFL. Bengals are up 10 on the Ravens. Jaguars are on their way to their first victory over Austin Orman's Colts.
Yeah.
27-17. The Patriots, this has got to be the most boring game of the day of the season at this point. The Patriots are up 10-9 against the Miami Dolphins. Yeah. The Commanders, how about the Washington Commanders on their way to a 4-1 start? They're up 34-6 on the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
The Bears are up 30-10 at the start of the fourth quarter over the Panthers. There was one final this morning that I certainly want to discuss. Aaron Rodgers, 3 picks in the Jets, and they still had a chance to win.
Yeah, they did, man. That Stephon Gilmore just got picked up, and he did a really good job of making that play. And that's not, you don't want to test a borderline Hall of Famer with a back shoulder throw. Aaron Rodgers, even though he was mad at Garrett Wilson and crew last week over that long trip over in London, I think he left his game over there to the second half, and so it's the Jet. It's a huge market. There's a lot of pressure. The coach is under more pressure and more pressure. You have a lightning rod as a quarterback that's very opinionated, and he's a Hall of Famer. And also with the Devontae Adams potentially landing spot, and you're playing overseas early, all eyes on you, and the Jets did not look good.
What do you do if you're Aaron Rodgers here, or if you are the Jets? Because they made the mistake a couple of years ago, drafting Zach Wilson, trying to put a BYU kid at the center of New York.
Yeah.
Made the mistake there. They go out, they're able to acquire Aaron Rodgers in that whole saga,
which took like 6 months.
It took way longer than it needed to. And then you try to reunite him with a couple of his former lesser Packers receivers with the Alan Lazard. At one point it was the Randall Cobb was, I believe,
it was all his buddies.
It was basically all of his buddies.
Yeah.
He gets hurt in the first game last year, comes back. First of all, came back way quicker than anybody else would have off the torn Achilles.
Right.
But does not look like himself.
No, the rust is there, and you got to also you got to be patient, because there's not, even though the Jets have said that they had the most reps, the most competitive reps in training camp that they've ever had, you still don't have game reps because you only get 2 preseason games. Yeah. You can simulate stuff in practice, but there's nothing like games. And so they're going to be off to a little bit slow start. You thought they had it after the first game when Aaron Rodgers did his whole relax. Then they came out and haven't looked good since. And so I think it's one of those things that they got to continue to work at and, do the things you need to do to be successful. And it's got to be led by Aaron Rodgers, and it's got to be led by, that leadership group, which is Robert Saleh. But ultimately, they got to find the identity they want, right? Now, I don't know whether it's the play caller, right, or what it is, but you have to find look, you got Breece Hall. He's the ultimate equalizer. He can beat you running the ball, throwing the ball, or not throwing the ball, but in pass protection, and then obviously as a pass catcher. I would lean more on him, like they did it with Aaron Jones and everything like that, and marry it to what Aaron Rodgers is used to and be able to dictate the coverage. But right now they are not performing very well up to their standard.
That was so bizarre too, just because of Breece Hall has 9 carries for 23 yards today. Right. But then on top of that is they're starting to factor Braylon Allen into the
and
plan.
Right, and that's where you can almost accumulate too many assets.
Yeah,
like he's the new toy. Well, the old so-called old one is still running at a high rate. Yes, Braylon Allen is a young talent, but he's also right now in his career a one-trick pony.
Yeah,
and as the season goes on, he's not going to strike fear into defensive coaches and players because you know exactly what you're going to get. It actually condenses your playbook because he's not a threat out of the backfield yet. He's not a threat in the screen game yet. And so he's just learning how to play this game of professional football. So it's better off using him when he's being very effective and then grow it organically versus shoving it because he looks different than the guy you have in there. And to be honest with you, the running back situation is not how you're going to win games. You have to be able to be effective and more explosive in the pass game with a quarterback that still has it. And it better happen real quickly because you're losing, you're losing ground here. And you're not looking like a team, even though immensely talented on defense, you're not dominating on defense. Yeah. And so if you're not dominating on defense and your offense isn't consistent and your big-time quarterback, Hall of Fame quarterback, obviously all the Hall of Fame accolades came when he was in Green Bay, isn't performing to that level and essentially erasing some of the bad, like the offensive line play, whether you want to call it play calling or whatever, well, then now you're just an average team with a high payroll and when you have a team that's not meeting expectations, and then once you get on the back page of the New York Post, it's over. It's going to be a fire sale. Guys are going to start getting cut or getting released. And watch here, and this is another team. You talked about the Washington Commanders, and I'm telling you what happens in the pros. I wouldn't say teams are okay with losing, but I can tell you one thing they're not okay with: how you lose and what it looks like. The fact that the Cleveland Browns have that much money invested in their roster. Not only will they, and for Amari Cooper's sake, he needs to be traded. Yeah, they're waiting on some sort of thing that they can hang their hat on with Deshaun Watson. They're going to get him out of town, and the next thing you know, everybody's going to be getting out. It's going to be a full-fledged fire sale, and the Cleveland Browns, who made the playoffs, are going to be back to being Cleveland.
Had one of the best defenses in the best defense in the NFL last year.
And they have the most unstoppable guy out there on the edge, and that's Myles Garrett.
Yes, but then offensively, when Nick Chubb was healthy, he was one of the best running backs in the NFL.
Yep.
But then they went to the guy Jerome Ford after he got hurt, and he was fine.
Yeah.
So it's something else. I mean, the demise of Amari Cooper's career over the last 5 years,
it's crazy.
It's truly spectacular.
And it's not even demise because he's been productive.
Yeah.
He was productive last year. You know what it is? It's almost like he's too good of a teammate, works too hard and too consistent, but he doesn't have a big mouth.
That's right. He's not correct me if I'm wrong, Stephon Diggs. He's not that.
He's low maintenance.
Yeah.
Right. He had to essentially beg Jerry Jones to sign his rookie contract.
Yeah.
Pretty much hold his feet to the fire to give him his second contract. Well, the year that they traded him, he had his best year from Dallas. He goes to Cleveland. Remember, they had 5 different starting quarterbacks, puts up a G, puts up another G last year, and then they signed Jerry Jeudy?
Yeah.
In the offseason and gave Jerry Jeudy wide receiver 1. So the guy that's been consistent and that's the guy when Joe Flacco came off the couch.
Yes.
He started throwing to Cooper like, oh, he's still good.
And they also before I believe when they tried this revamped Browns appearance, they even went out and signed Elijah Moore, who was a good wide receiver from the Jets. And just as another option for a quarterback. They guaranteed Deshaun all this money, right? But then he doesn't play.
Yeah.
And then ultimately, even going back to Amari Cooper, though, even in Dallas, they just casted him off because it was in the time when Michael Gallup was really, really productive for Dallas. And they made the decision to go with Gallup and then CeeDee Lamb and just say, well, we got to get rid of one of them. And they got rid of Amari Cooper, who was more reliable than anybody on that entire Dallas Cowboys team at the time.
It still is right now. Here's the funny thing about Michael Gallup, and he's a good player. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to knock anybody's, career because I think obviously, being able to be able to perform. Amari Cooper, first of all, he's durable. That's number one. Number two, he's consistent. Number three, he was just past his peak prime. Michael Gallup's success came because of Amari Cooper. CeeDee Lamb's instant success came from Amari Cooper. Now, CeeDee Lamb is developed into what I think is a wide receiver one.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's Justin Jefferson or what he got paid at. And that's not a bad thing. But Amari Cooper would have easily transitioned in Dallas and still been a wide receiver one in Cleveland. And he would have been a wide receiver 1B or 2A in Dallas or a team like that. But you threw him away. And it's not just that. The leadership that he had. Quiet dude, like as far as in the media, but in that locker room, very influential. So when you do that, I think sometimes, whether it's upper management, general manager, or whatever, they don't put enough, I guess, price tag on that. And they think you could just have that very, easy. And I can tell you what, Dak Prescott might not say it. And he'll say that him and CeeDee Lamb are tight. But I can tell you what, when a quarterback is telling the media that you need guys to be prepared to be where they're supposed to be, I can guarantee you in the back of his mind, he knows Amari Cooper would be there every single week.
Is that his way of saying we don't have guys that aren't?
That's his way of saying the guy that we just paid.
Yeah.
And mind you, CeeDee Lamb got his money before Dak Prescott.
Which is crazy.
Right? Okay, but it was a week or so, right? But at the end of the day, he's telling you this guy isn't he's almost like Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
When he signed his new contract and you got to watch film for 4 hours. There's quarterbacks that watch film outside of football for 4 hours every single day. 4 hours in a week and you're a quarterback? So it's just a difference of mentality. And I think the coming to I guess Jesus thing for CeeDee Lamb is when he messed that game up, and everybody knows he messed that game up. Now you got a better performance, but when you're the highest paid receiver, when you sign your new contract, there's no way that you should perform like that from an effort standpoint and a preparation, because those are the two things that you can control: effort and preparation. And then obviously 3 is intent, and he didn't do any of those that week.
Before we get a break, I want to talk about one more team, and that's the San Francisco 49ers, because they're sitting here 2-2 this afternoon. It hasn't started yet. They'll play the Arizona Cardinals, the Kyler Murray squad, who is 1-3 on the season. Obviously, Marvin Harrison on that team as well.
Yeah.
What do you do if you're San Fran? It's essentially, it feels like they're just trying to
tread water
and stay good enough until Christian McCaffrey comes back.
But
because Ayuk and Debo haven't been productive.
Yeah, and Debo's now hurt.
Yep.
And I got George Kittle on my fantasy, and he's questionable.
Okay.
So
there's another one.
He's compromised. Now Brandon Ayuk doesn't have his football legs. Now somehow, some way, you guys have decided to pay. You decided to pay him. Now some of it was Brandon Ayuk, some of it was on the 49ers trying to trade him.
Yeah.
But now he's obviously not in football shape, right? He's in physical shape. Whereas if he got out there and had to run a marathon against us, he would beat us. He'd lap us. But he's not in football shape. Now you're putting a ton of pressure on Brock Purdy without a full arsenal of weapons. Let's not also understate. Trent Williams was not in camp. Now, granted, he's a Hall of Famer, but he still, when you're an older player, you still need a week or two to get going. He just came in on Wednesday and played Sunday. He's still getting in shape. So I think the 49ers are hoping that they can tread water until they get going. But you know what? When you have and listen, I got 2 bad ankles right now. When you got lower extremity issues, you just don't remedy that by rest. You got to hope and pray you don't flare it up. And, especially with Christian McCaffrey being a little bit leaner, kind of a track body, you don't want that thing to linger on or be a big injury. But I think more importantly, you need Jennings. Yeah. You need Jennings and Ayuk to step up like never before. Even if George Kittle plays, you want to kind of stair-step George Kittle right now versus leaning on him for a 16-target day or something like that.
I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, they haven't signed Purdy to an extension yet, correct? Nope. So now you're going to put this season out there, and he's going to have this. There's a chance they don't. I get it's early.
There's a chance
they don't make the playoffs.
Because Seattle is for real.
And that's going on because Geno Smith has had we don't about Geno Smith enough because he's completely rejuvenated his career
twice.
But what I'm getting at, and maybe we can talk about him in a second, but Brock Purdy, now this will be a blemish on when talking about, he needed Christian McCaffrey to do this. He needed this guy to do this. So when we talk about, contracts, and you know it better than anybody, contracts after your rookie deal, it's a big deal. That's when you get paid.
Here's the deal. If they want to sign you back, they won't hold the circumstances against you.
Yeah.
They'll focus on the circumstances when you did well.
But they'll be able to blame it on something.
But when they don't really want to sign you back or think that they're doing you a favor or want you to sign, they want to not give you as much money as your market value is, they'll talk about what you didn't perform this year. Well,
Exactly.
they won't say Debo's been out, Christian McCaffrey's been out. We didn't sign this all-star left tackle, and we haven't figured out what we need to do on defense to play up to our potential of guys that are overpaid. Because you got to think, Javon Hargrove, who's supposed to be their best interior pass rusher defensive guy, he's out for the majority of the season.
There you have it. Let's step aside. Time to go to break. Let's wrap up the show from the Runs Youth Sports Complex field. Maybe we'll talk Geno Smith, right, when we come back and close it out. We'll talk Geno Smith and then close it out here from the Lincoln Youth Football Fields. Elks is about to score. They're at like the half-yard line right now. I thought it was a touchdown. I thought he got in, but nice tackle there. Let's step aside. Youth Football 101 wraps up after this.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. Early break.
Anthony in the mailbag says, good morning, guys. Question for the mailbag. If you were trapped in a 10 by 10 foot by 10 foot concrete room with one animal, what is the largest animal you could kill with nothing but your bare hands?
I'd like to think I could whip an ostrich.
Get a hold of his neck. He's going to whip him around. He's going to whip him around.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
Looking for a place to relax and unwind after a busy day? Cigars Lounge at 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the perfect place to enjoy good company, a cocktail, and of course a cigar. Visit Cigars Lounge on Tuesdays for Top Shelf Tuesday and enjoy 50% off select spirits. Cigars Lounge offers Perdomo, San Cristobal, Rock Patel, and more of the top stogie brands that you know and love. But that's not all. If you mention this ad between noon and 5 p.m., you'll receive 15% off your entire tab just by mentioning the ticket. Check out Cigars Lounge today at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Abby with Midwest Bank. Stop by our new location at 70th and Pioneers. Our new full-service branch does it all. From our friendly staff to our easy online banking and mobile app, you get all the technology of a big bank that you need, but you still get the hometown customer service that you want. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
Recent gator sightings in Nebraska rivers have biologists perplexed.
Alert! Take advantage of Nebraska's gator infestation and get yours at Acres Fall Gator Sale. We've got zero interest financing on all John Deere new units, and every used gator is priced to sell. Choose from a variety of models and trim packages. All accessories and attachments are discounted too. For work or play, Acres has the gator for you. Go to acres.com for more details.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. Touchdown! This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
You never think cancer will happen to you. I smoked for over 40 years. My doctor recommended that I get annual lung cancer screening. They were able to catch my cancer at stage 1. It's never too late to quit. Even if you're still smoking, you need to ask your doctor about annual lung cancer screening. Just 30 minutes a year could save your life.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hey farmers, wouldn't it be nice if you could cut your herbicide costs by up to 85%? Now you can with Green-Eye technology for your sprayer. Green-Eye's system integrates seamlessly with your current sprayer and works by identifying and spraying only the weeds. Reduce the threat of herbicide resistance, be environmentally friendly, and save a ton of money. Oh, and there's no acres fee. This is the precision spraying solution you've been waiting for. Contact Boyk Farmers Outfitters to get set up with Green-Eye or check them out at BOECK.FarmOutfitters.com.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
Old School with DP and J.
Scamper, to run with quick, light steps, especially through fear or excitement.
To escape fear or excitement?
Running through fear or excitement,
So,
right? Because of.
So everything Kyler Murray does looks like a scamper.
Yeah.
Because he looks like a little kid who just stole his mom's purse.
Yeah.
And is trying to avoid.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All righty, we're wrapping up. Excuse me, Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick and Jay with you. Another Sunday about to be in the books here, Jay. We were talking NFL before the break. Geno Smith is a guy that's rejuvenated his career multiple times, but especially with the Seahawks here. What is allowing Geno Smith to do so?
Well, he's in the perfect place in the United States for him, kind of off the beaten path. Perfect organization that actually, have shown the ability to take guys that maybe have been overlooked, whether it's Russell Wilson or Richard Sherman and those guys getting drafted late, and just bringing in Geno Smith, giving him a chance. He was a comeback player of the year, a little bit of a down year last year, but then he turned it on late, and then he refocused and rejuvenated himself in the offseason. And then with the mix of DK Metcalf, you get Jigba Smith and all those guys, a good veteran leader that's been through the ups and downs and learned from his lesson in New York with the Jets, oddly enough. And then he goes all the way across the farthest place he can go from New York to up to Seattle, and is really taking over that team and that city.
Yeah, Geno Smith. There you go. So just an update on some of the
You see them
NFL
Bills?
games. The Bills are back.
we back.
2020.
We back.
2020. Why? Okay, here's a question for maybe the people listening. Why do you cheer so much for the Bills, but not the Texans?
Well, the Bills drafted me. Texans weren't around. Look, man, that loss. Dang, look at big man. Look like a big old fullback, right?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, gee, but he got tackled hard.
Yeah, but I don't know, probably because they drafted me, kind of cut my teeth there in the career. I cheer for the Texans as well.
I understand.
I think the city of Buffalo probably is more along the lines of Houston or of the Lincoln, but I love Houston as well.
Well, here's another thing. The Colts came back and tied the Jags. It's 34-34.
Trevor Lawrence project is
2:40.
now over.
The Bengals are up 3 on the Ravens with the ball. The Bears are going to win their first and goal on the Panthers, up 30-10. There is one. No, there's not. I was going to say there's one final game, but no. The Patriots. Here's the one that we're watching for Jake Sorensen's well-being. The Patriots are down 15-10 to the Dolphins. The Patriots, though, have the football with 1:58 to go in the ball game. 3rd and 8 on Miami's 31. Two plays to get 8 yards.
Yeah, I bet
there
you
you go.
Rico is going to be hell on wheels if they come back. To
Here's the thing, though. They both wanted to lose.
So they get number one pick.
Number one pick.
What are you going to do? Draft another quarterback?
Travis Hunter. If you ask Rico,
the Patriots,
all he
that's
wants
not
is
happening.
Travis Hunter.
That's not happening.
That's all he wants. So, all right, that'll do it for us here. Another day, another great show from 1 to 3 out here at Lincoln Youth Football. Appreciate head coach James Thompson of Lincoln North Star stopping on out. Coach Burks, the defensive line coach for Lincoln Southwest.
Oh, yeah.
Terrell Farley was out here. Jay, appreciate you as always, my man. That'll do it for another Sunday. We'll talk to you right from here from the same spot at the Runs Youth Sports Complex with Lincoln Youth Football on Youth Football 101, 93.7 The Ticket. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Recent